Hello again everybody and welcome back to Startropics. Now that we finally escaped the clutches of Chapter 3, it's time to visit an island shaped like a fish. This village up there, that's called Tunacola. This guy here, he's a fisherman. That girl, daughter of a fisherman. That boy will be a fisherman one day. And I guess you get the point by now. So yeah, this is a village full of fishermen. While we don't need to talk to everybody, I'm sure gonna do so. But the only person you actually need to talk to is called Bait. That guy right here in that house. Because he gives us the information that we need to proceed. He must be talking about Brew, some guy we briefly met in Chapter 1 who was blocking our path to Dr. Che's lab and gave us the combination to access Subsea. Well, yeah, I won't blame you for not remembering, honestly. Anyway, it's time to become Bait ourselves. And now we're getting swallowed by a fish. Isn't that nice? And yeah, here's Brew. I'm gonna rant about this section in a bit. Let's first listen to our old friend. Okay, so in order to get out of here again, we need to build a fire to make the fish sneeze, much like in a Disney movie I've never seen. And to do that, we need to find a lighter, which is somewhere in here. Now, I know the path, but if you don't know the path, you might be here for a while, because this is a maze and it sucks. This is this chapter's only dungeon. It's not really a dungeon, it's just something to annoy you greatly. It's the worst chapter for that. It just really kind of doesn't have anything going for it, except, well, I wouldn't really say it saves the chapter, but it's certainly what the game's the most famous for. We'll be seeing that later. For now, just watch as I go the mostly optimal route through this, which I am glad I could remember that. Here's a big move though, you need to know that you can't get through there. Huh. Yeah. And don't go, there's another big move. If you've seen that submergible spot there, don't go there, that leads you back to the entrance. You want to go back to the entrance, of course, but not now. First, you want to find that lighter, and speak of the devil, here it finally is. I say finally, it didn't really take us that long. But again, if you don't know where to go exactly, you'll be here for a while, and you'll get bored quickly, because there's nothing going on here, and the music is... Listen. It's just kind of a loop of that, so yeah. And now we can submerge here. If you've done that before, again, you will be very sad, because you'll have to go all the way to the lighter again. But now it's time to set this shit on fire. Oh yeah. And now we have to live with the fact that we set the insides of a fish on fire and it'll probably die. Ah well, I've done worse things in my life, I guess. But yeah, yada yada, evil aliens. We know this because we've read the bottle message in Chapter 2. But of course we do understand. It's quite simple actually. And of course he did tell us that we need to dip the letter Dr. J gave us into water, which is important. But did we ever receive such a letter? Is it in the inventory right now? No, it is not. But we need the letter to actually progress here. To enter this number combination. Now to solve this puzzle, let's take a step back and watch an unboxing video of Startropics that I made myself specifically for this LP. This is a German version of the game. So all of the manuals and stuff in there will be in German. The game itself is in English though. I don't even own an NES to play it on, so... Well, I do own one, but it's actually an American one and it doesn't really play this cartridge. In any case, everything but the game is in German. The game never really got translated. But sure looks nice as a cartridge, doesn't it? But yeah, of course, these games came with manuals and the likes, and to compensate for the fact that the game wasn't translated into German, in addition to the manual, it also came with a small translation booklet, which we'll just have a look at right now, because I don't really think that's something that got included with a lot of games. This was one of the few. I don't know if there's any others, to be quite honest, but... Well, this is the only one I know of, but there might be more. Text here reads translation aid, basically. It just includes a few phrases and words, nothing too special. It's supposed to help you translate the text in the game, at least to an extent that you can progress through it. But additionally to that, it also includes some neat art that is not really anywhere else as far as I can tell. A lot of these pictures we can already recognize because we've played through chapters 1, 2, 3, and now 4. And hoo, here's spoilers, there's gonna be a pirate ship next, or some kind of ship. And some guy in a cave. And that's it, it only includes translations for the first 6 chapters. But now, as we have a look at these manuals, or this manual, I should say, because we've already seen pretty much all of the relevant pages, hey, the seal of quality. Included in every licensed game, even if it's bad, quality. In any case, we've seen this before, in English, but we see it again now. So as we flip through the pages, we'll see some stuff we haven't seen yet too, but as we flip through the pages, just let me tell you how sad I am that manuals these days are so boring, because this one's pretty sweet. It has a lot of nice art here and there, some story bits, pictures of items and monsters that you fight, and it's just something that doesn't really exist anymore, because back in the day, I remember quite often I just had a new game bought by my parents, and on the ride home I opened the packaging and I flipped through the manual and I got really excited for the game. And this is a game that would have done that for me too, though I didn't get the game back in the day. Well, I had the game, but it was a cartridge my father gave me and it didn't have the manual or the letter that's attached with it. So I never really had the pleasure of that. But anyway, now we're almost at the end of the manual. Here's just the pages with the enemies. We've seen all but one of the enemies that are included here by now. But now to the important part, because on the back of the manual there's this letter, and this text here that we could barely see for a second there, that actually tells us to keep the letter because it's important for progression. And since we have to dunk it into water, well, I didn't want to dunk it into water, honestly, because I want to keep it attached to the manual, so instead I had a better idea. It was quite good. Gonna make liberal use of water spray. Oh yes. You can already see it very faintly. There's text appearing on the page. I'm not sure if it's because it's worn out over time, or if it's really because I'm not flat out dunking it into water and just spraying it on it. But there's text appearing here, it's giving some more info, and of course the number combination that we need to enter to progress. 747 megahertz. Yes, like the plane. I think it's actually a reference to that. But now that we know, let's go back to our regularly scheduled LP. And as you look at Rob the Robot, let's tell him the secret frequency to wherever Dr. Jones is. Alright then, next time we'll be continuing our search for Dr. J, but for now, I'll bid you farewell as usual. See you next time.